beep boop bop. Ba-dum. Oh shite! I'm about to topple over here. Ah, no signal. Great. But anyway, besides that, hello ladies and gentlemen, as I got here, I'm going to be talking, I'm going to be commentating the Asia Pacific Division of the CBL 2021 for the season of, what is this season again? Tyranny! Yes, for the season of Tyranny. Tonight we're going to be watching NL versus VNH. I do believe it stands for Northern Legion versus VN House. Then we have TKT versus KNRC. I'm not exactly sure what KNRC stands for, but I'm gonna actually test my theory with the internet. Unless it stands for the Kansas Natural Resource Conference. Yeah, no, let's not go with that one. What was that? Okay, maybe I'm going crazy. Anyway, but yes, we're going to be watching those two teams fight it out today. Hopefully we will. Hopefully we get to see some exciting matches. Going to be watching. Where's that sound coming from? Wow, I am going insane. Anyone else hearing that ping? Like, it's a da-dung, da-dung. Alright. Stopped for a second. I don't know where is that coming from? Sorry guys, I'm just gonna check my sound settings for a second because that was extraordinarily weird. Ugh. But that being said, hopefully we get to see some exciting battles. I'll be right back as I grab some water. Got me water handy. Hopefully we get to see the pickman phase very shortly. Happen again. I am not going crazy. It is coming from somewhere. But where? If this is the new sound for Discord, how the hell do I turn it off? Oh my god, where is this coming from? Alright, if this keeps going, I might be going insane. Alright, that being said, oh, we're still waiting on the pickman phase for the first battle between, so we're waiting for the pickman phase for the first set of matches for today. We have Northern Legion and versus VN House. I'm pretty sure that's what they stand for, and we are entering the pickman phase right as I was speaking. So, what is your bands, Northern Legion? Looks like a ban towards the Constantinopolis map. Interesting pick. Not really familiar with Vian House being good on Constantinopolis, but Vian House banning out Harbor City. Not an unusual ban. Normally it is a backup for those that fight on Wall Fort. So, gonna be interesting what. Yep, there's a standard Wall Fort. So Northern Legion probably plays fairly predictably. Wall Fort and Harbor City kind of go hand in terms of tactics. The number of strategies is quite limited as they are quite played. I mean, how to say? Played is hard to explain. Nothing fresh about those maps. They're not newer maps. Constantinopolis is newer, and the strategy for Constantinopolis is probably quite limited as well, but probably not as stressed out as some of the other maps. We're gonna see what Vian House chooses to attack, though. As my clean feed just yeets itself out of existence just now. Alright, let's just refresh that. My goodness, what is happening? Alright, just for your information, Vian House has chosen Wall Fort to eat out, and that happened as well. Oh well. Let's just keep rolling. Cool. Cool. Alright, clean feeds back up. Hopefully that doesn't become an issue in the future. But I do have the developer stream in the background. Hopefully we have an easy backup. But nonetheless, let's see if the battle starts shortly. We should see it very soon. But that being said, we got to see a double wall fort yet again. Wall fort being an extremely standard map. We got the A and the B side. So the A side being on top of the wall gatehouse. B side being accessible from a destroyable bridge, but you have to get through a small fort in order to get to it. A fast climb and a rush towards that bridge can get you across towards the B side, but if the defenders commit towards destroying the bridge, it is almost impossible to rush the B-side bridge in time. It's always a good strategy to destroy that bridge, and I think wasting time destroying, using some resources to destroy that bridge to buy time is always a good idea. But a strong hold could also completely eliminate a push towards that small fort and allow you accessibility towards the siege artillery that is freely spawned on this side. Very good at destroying this the siege towers, and the accessibility for those siege weapons can be important at times. With that being said, we got we got the unit select. Lots of tier 4s being selected by Northern Legion. Lots of tier 5s being selected by Vian House. We got quite a few Keshigs. 5 Keshigs being deployed. Well, 5 Keshigs being selected. Thanks, Dad. Oh, yes, please. Apparently I'm getting steak for dinner. And we have the battle kicking off. A lot of Axe Raiders, actually. Tanking side using Axe Raiders is kind of becoming a normancy. Axe Raiders trade extraordinarily efficiently and can brute force their way through most situations, especially here on the wall, making ranged units almost obsolete. I did get to see some Monastic Knights actually on the field. very interesting unit to see. I rarely see anything outside of the classic Keshig's Winged Hussars, and some of the Northern Cavalry. We have seen some cataphracts on the field, but we got to see a couple of heroes coming out from Northern Legion coming towards this small fort. Vian House seems to have a triple hero defense with Village Watchmen. Doesn't look like Axe Raiders fear them, and going straight in, Axe Raiders should definitely be difficult to take out, especially when you've got a tier 0 unit. At this point, you would better off escaping. You have basically wasted your life, Short Sword. Short Sword runs away as 2 spears chase after him. Could lose his horse. The Axe Raiders easily chew up the Village Watchman. Kind of should be better spent by panning out. Action is not being seen. We got a little bit of a rush here towards the bridge here. More Axe Raiders are pulling up. We did see a second climb by Axe Raiders. Are they committing towards the bridge is a question, but no, they divert. Does look like the bridge will go down in quick order. Probably a little bit low HP here. But the small fort being claimed by Northern Legion here. We got all 3 of the siege towers making their way towards the making their way towards the wall. Right side siege tower looks dangerously close. Doesn't look like Vian House has committed any resources to destroy these siege towers. Just buying enough time. Looking at that bridge took a lot of shots. I'm pretty sure they could have gambled for it. In my opinion, if the bridge is only halfway, I would have gambled with it. Even if it was only a third, I would gamble with it. Once it's past a quarter, I wouldn't even try. But sometimes I like a little bit of a dangerous game. But when you're playing on the tournament, you can't afford gambles. You need guaranteed victories. And here, letting the siege towers up, letting the A go very easily, and sacrificing just a little bit. I think they sacrificed a cauldron to destroy the B side. I'm not sure if that was a wise strategy, since you didn't destroy the siege towers and you didn't destroy the wall, basically letting A and B go very easily. I think an ineffective use of your resources here. Vian House is starting off kind of with a strange strategy, in my opinion. But we will see as the game progresses. No major engagements just yet. We've just had a couple of surf units get beaten up by some Axe Raiders. Could see a massive swing towards either side, as both sides are still fully locked in with their high tier units available. With the A and the B side, with the A being captured and the B side going to get captured very shortly. Northern Legion should be preparing for their assault. Otherwise, their preparations are already started. Classically seeing now, lately I've been seeing a lot of ballistas, and ballistas are being used. Again, major engagements. Prior to major engagement, these ballistas can be extraordinarily effective. You gotta pick out some of the units. Every ballista can shoot 2 units dead. And considering that there are 18 shots, that's 36 units that could die by ballistas. There are so many ballistas. They've got 2 ballistas on this side as well. Nice snipe! One Yukimura getting taken out. My goodness, nice snipe by a ballista there. This shelling could be effective, as we're going to watch the 1328 units available for Vian House clock down as a couple of snipes come through. More snipes coming through. Hey, those Medaus getting sniped out is pretty insane. They're a high value unit. Every Medau taken out is a massive advantage in the long run, because Medaus are tough as nails. One of the best units. Whoa, massive trib comes in, but very little death. Massive damage though. This is where a skirmishing tactic would be best. Northern Legion should actually approach the C point, force Vian House on the ground to react. as I was thinking. Looks like Medow's in brace formation can tank the shots, unless it's a headshot. But if it's just the body shot, the Medow's can't survive while in brace mode, but they will die instantly if they are walking around. Force them out on the field. This should be the jobs of a couple of Axe Raiders. You only need a small force in order to force Vian House on the ground. Again, this is not a high risk strategy. Skirmishing has always been quite low risk, but risk of a major engagement escalates as skirmishing continues. This is giving up their major advantage in siege weapons on the wall. Where are you going, though? Going down straight. Takes a right, in fact. Going towards the supply point. Got to fight them on the supply point. The two palace guards kick it off against each other. Axe Raiders go straight in to the back line. Axe Raiders coming out for Vian House and from Northern Legion, just charging right through. But does look like the main infantry mass is in favor of Northern Legion. But we got some very strange Iron Reapers turning their back towards these Axe Raiders. Axe Raiders doing an amazing job chewing up the entire back line. Not very many Northern Legion here on the battlefield right now. They are kind of stuck between 2 points. They lose this supply point. They lose the advantage at C. This might be a wash for Vian House here, losing a lot of their tactical advantage towards C without this easy supply point, and all retreat should be called. And as I am seeing it, does look like Vian House takes the easy way out and retreat all the way back towards their base point. Lots of time for Northern Legion to take the base point and all the advantages for Northern Legion as more ground is given to them. Vian House has very limited space to move now. This would be an excellent time to do yet again the same strategy they did with the C point and ballister up. They have 30 siege weapons. They have 30 siege weapons. Probably 15 of them have been used, but that's 15 more that can be placed down. We get to see some ballistas, grape shots, and mortars. All could be put down. Very rarely do I see cannons, scorpions, cannons or scorpions. I'm not sure if there's any more than that. Or Hawatchers. There we go. Cannons, scorpions, or Hawatchers. Yet again, going with this strategy is very good, but counter ballistas being used. Do not forget that Vian House did not commit very many artilleries on the wall here, so they can fire back. But the number of ballistas is ever mounting. Look how many ballistas there are. This is pretty bad for Vian House. But look at the cavalry sitting in the back here. We got Keshig's 2 sets of Tundra humans and 1 monastic knight. Will they be able to turn the tide against this Northern Legion here? You're down 100 units or so from the beginning. Well, from the beginning, you had around about 40 unit deficit naturally. 40-ish, I would say. Yeah, it was more like 80. But that being said, you're losing units left and right here to these ballistas. These ballistas are being highly effective, picking off units one by one. The skirmishing, the weakening by high-powered ballistas is ever so annoying. But looks like Northern Legion is prepping to move forward. They do believe that their advantage is absolute. Going straight in. Medow's facing the wrong way as they get. Oh, 2 of them gets caught, but not really a good charge there. Here comes some Winged Hussars. Medow's brace just in time, cleaving one section in half, and another section coming in. Oh, Tundra humans going in for the backside of the Medow's. Not a good sign. Looks like these water brushes also pull up here on the left-hand side. A Trev comes through, but the Axe Raiders are still chopping. Whoa! Where's your front line going? these palace guards move out as it gets completely surrounded. But this is a terrible treb as they're going to walk straight into it. Northern Legion takes their own treb, gets hit pretty hard, but it does not matter as more and more units pour in towards this base point. This base point looks very, very secure. There are very few leaks. All three entranceway have units on them, and this point looks to be claimed by Northern Legion. VN House is putting up a good effort, trying to keep going on this western gate. They plow right through one of the units. Looks like flooding in with more. Just the one Madao at the front is not holding, but what is these Demez spearmen and some Ironcap swordsmen out on the field? Not going to be very effective, but very good use of the Demez spearmen. They're actually really good against cavalry. Plows right through them, though. Winged Stars do not care about your brace. But now, since the Winged Stars charge has been used, nice catch by some Pike, Militia, and some Madaus left over. Whoa, charge kicks off against two Keshiks fighting off against each other. It does look like the Keshik exchange was in favor of Northern Legion. Both teams are clocking down units, but massively in favor of Northern Legion. Northern Legion has been in the up and up on this fight the entire time, but VN House is putting up an extraordinary effort to throw units right in, holding the base point for as long as they can. I'm not sure if this is a good strategy. Again, you really need to push Northern Legion completely out. They have pushed back for the supply point, but I'm not sure if that matters as only 450 units remain. 4 heroes from VN House. This will probably be one of the longest hold in a terrible situation I've ever seen. One by one, VN House throws in a short sword, and these short swords are super pesky. They refuse to die, and they hold forever. Trebs, yet again, self-trebbing is probably the main issue with Northern Legion right now. Northern Legion is wasting trebs when they don't need to use them, and definitely hitting themselves, so they're shooting themselves in the foot. But that should be victory for Northern Legion. Well done, VN House losing out on the defense for this one. This is very unfortunate. Gonna take a quick look at the scoreboard. Doing very well. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 Northern Legion players scoring above 700 unit kills. That means they killed an entire warband and then some. Some of the units, some of them, most of them not. All of them over 350, so they're definitely carrying some weight, each and every single one of them. Lots of hero kills as well, very little death, but VN House is coming up short here. We got 1 permadeath, 2 permadeath, 3, 4, 5 permadeath by the end of that, throwing in their bodies at the very end. A lot of 100s I'm looking at, not doing too hot. A lot of C's as well. Bottom runging. These bottom rungs are doing basically nothing. So just meat shields at this point. Hello, Abang Janga. In Myth of Empires, I do not know which cabinet you're talking about. You're probably going to have to ask one of the guys that are actually on the server right now. I'm kind of AFKing there. But that being said, does look like VN House. Well, with that being said, that is a different game right now. I'm here to commentate for the Conqueror's Blade League. I'm going to watch the next set of battles between Northern Legion and VN House. This time, VN House is going to be attacking. VN House will be attacking on Wall Fort yet again. Wall Fort being very popular, so we'll see if VN House is better at attacking or whether or not the defense from Northern Legion will claim victory. Northern Legion just needs to hold for a 2-0, otherwise VN House could win the attack and send it down to a tiebreaker on a grassland assault. Now, we wait. I will be... I'm going to try to reset the clean feed again since I did stagger a little. See if we can catch up just a little bit. It is a 2-second buffer time between when I get it and when 2-second buffer time. I'll be right back. Feel like I got this bullet upside down. Da, 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 da. I'll mute myself as I eat this. Alrighty, the next battle for Wolford is about to begin. Hopefully I finish this before battle starts. Sorry if I am in a bit of a pickle. Similar setups for both teams from before. Let's just quickly cancel that out so you get a good eye view of what the units. A little bit less golden tier units, especially cavalry coming out from VN House, but a lot more cavalry coming out for Northern Legion, especially those Tundra humans. Lots of Tundra humans in fact. Lots of spears and 2 pikes coming out from Northern Legion. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spears. Lots of short swords coming out from VN House. A very bad matchup between the spears and the short swords again. When you face a class that does a lot of damage versus a class that that tries to tank a lot of damage, who would win? You either out-tank the damage or you damage the tank. Normally, when we're talking about just damage and action, being in the more proactive position is the stronger position. VN House easily gets across the bridge, no resistance at all on the small fort. Northern Legion doesn't seem to want to defend the wall at all, just getting some free kills with some of the artillery available from the beginning. Rocking up towards the B point. B point will start being capped. This is probably one of the few times we've seen B point get capped so early. Not to mention so easily. We got every single one of VN House going in with the Winged Hussar. Winged Hussar attire. Looks great, doesn't it? Obviously, we see that the Northern Legion has given up on the A and the B point, and the A and B point has been grabbed. This is probably the most time I've seen. It is almost 14 minutes for VN House, but VN House really needs to start prepping for their next phase. They are now masters of the wall, but they are not masters of the city, as Northern Legion still holds the ground towards the C point, and this supply point will not be given up easily. Northern Legion has a pretty stacked lineup with Palace Guards, followed by Medails, followed by an Imperial Pike. Well, Imperial Pike Guards are quite fascinatingly one of the strongest, one of the oldest units, which have a very devastating ability. With that being said, Winged Hussars also count. That ballista just a little bit short, but seeing that ballista having been shot should definitely move their units high this time. My goodness, you gotta work on your ballista shots. You didn't get a single unit. You had prime targets the entire time. A little bit of a waste of shots coming through. Good strategy, leaving out some of the farmers on the C point could get the attackers to shoot them. A waste of a treb, a waste of a shot. Those are shots that are not aimed towards your high tier units. This is where cannon fodder is really, really handy. But they haven't taken the bait. Again, more ballista shots just took out some Imperial Pike Guards just now. We have a little bit of a dance here as they try to dodge as much as they can. A Watcher being used, but it does look like it was a Watcher on the wall. Probably just one of the free Watchers. Very interesting to see one of the mortars that just was shot just now hit their own guys. Or, no, I was seeing that wrong. Looks like a counter mortar fire. Counter mortar fire just short, just barely short. Barely short to the wall, but nowhere near the other mortars. Northern Legion is looking pretty safe here. They are surviving the shelling, not enough to scare them. Vian House does not know how to put up pressure with these siege weapons. Again, when you're not used to tactics like these, you're better off just doing your tried and true. I've seen Vian House do very well with cavalry. I've seen them do very well with infantry. Better fighting on the ground than shelling your enemies. This would probably be a demonstration of trying something that everyone else has, but failing. Again, the pressure from Vian House is very light. Waste of a shot again, shooting towards those woodcutters towards the center. Very bad decision. Those are very valuable ballista shots. Can basically kill anything with a single bolt, able to kill 2 units at a time, and you choose to kill woodcutters. But position could be bad, but it also could be Northern Legion being able to survive getting shot at. Definitely Northern Legion shaping up to be the better of the two teams, but Vian House is not out yet. They have 10 minutes to go. We're going to have to wait until they're confident enough, but down goes the wall break. We got some cavalry outside ready to rumble. Not to mention plenty of units on top of the wall. The shelling continues, but no action will be made just yet. I'm going to have to wait until this might be some action. Finally, we have Vian House taken towards the ground. Looks like the shots have been finished and the shelling has ceased. This is where timing is an issue. You want to keep your enemies on their toes. Splitting your forces between shelling and so providing support and moving on the ground is key, but wasting all your shots for those artilleries, definitely not a bad idea, since those artillery can be very effective, but this is not being very effective. My goodness, this ballista here on the stairs, I did see a ballista on the stairs shot directly at high-valued units. Every single unit here is high-valued. Every single death is a massive loss. We haven't even seen an engagement kick off just yet. Moving and shifting towards the C point now. Swinging around, trying to avoid that ballista. Maybe finally showing up towards the C point. Massive shelling coming out from Northern Legion. Being very effective on target. This Imperial Pike Guard probably just ate 5 shots just now. 2 more incoming. Medal's facing Medal's on at the front, but does look like the two masses are about to clash with a Imperial Pike March facing off each other, but one of the Medals are already fallen, so that is 1 unit down for Vian House. Vian House is looking to be in a bad situation. We got Waterbrashios there on the right-hand side, trying to hold a position by themselves. No support. Winged Hussars chop reinforcements right in half. But Winged Hussars also coming out from Northern Legion just cleans up the backside of the C point. But more and more of Vian House pulls up through the center. Not a very good position. You're going to be sandwiched between the returning Winged Hussars and the returning units from the left-hand side and the reinforcing units on the right-hand side. Not to mention, you're getting shelled by the Metallic Tors from the supply point. And we got... Whoa! Instantly destroying some grape shots that were deployed. Didn't even see that. Vian House getting cleaned out here towards the C point. This is a massive loss, but both sides losing out pretty heavily. But I must say, the battle between these two teams have ended quite fast, in fact. Both sides losing lots of units, both sides taking heavy hits, but the ultimate victor is Northern Legion, and definitely going to be massively in favor of Northern Legion. Look how many units they still have on the field. Look how many units they killed. My goodness. Massive losses for Vian House, especially because every single one of them probably just died just now. So respawns are in. Vian House will only have 2 real opportunities to attack yet again, and if they suffer another wipe, Northern Legion will probably be unstoppable in their defense of Wallfort. Not the greatest position you want to be in, but you got to fight. You got to fight hard and you have to fight to win. Lots of swap out. Northern Legion wants to crush VN House here and now. They're swapping out with their fresh unit, so that means every single unit that was damaged in the last battle is fresh up and coming with this next battle raring to go. Massive hit by a mortar just now. Every tick of damage right now, it was going to be a pain for VN House. Up, like literally walking up towards the sea point was hell for them. One of their Imperial Pike Guards just getting shelled to pieces. Massive hit yet again. That Medal takes a massive loss of HP. That's free HP. That could mean that Medal unit gets completely obliterated when the battle kicks off. Really need to send your wounded units to the back and make sure you have your fresh, strong units at the front, because if you keep taking damage like this, your entire force is going to fall just by getting hit by range. Even though Northern Legion has less artillery, definitely taking more casualties by artillery is VN House. VN House really needs to make use of their artillery and definitely counterfire immediately, otherwise they are going to be in a bad situation. But VN House doing their tried and true fight like hell. They can win, but they can't win against this strategic play. They are trapped between two sectors yet again, but trying to control the left-hand side, going up through the center. I would honestly have everyone shift towards the left-hand side, but split forces between the left-hand side and the center. Massive Imperial Pike March going straight in for Northern Legion. Northern Legion plows right through with some Tundra humans. That entire center force is completely destroyed. A split between three sectors. VN House doesn't know what to do here on the backhand side. Really need to just go in, because the battle between the center is lost already. Monastic Knights plowing through the side here. Catching a couple. What is that? Medals actually could not stop some Tundra humans just charging right through. This is a terrible battle, but they have some Medals squished in the center here. Cavalry from both hand side just kicking it off against each other. Massive losses on both hand side. It's an even battle right now. But the only problem is that the VN House has no way to resupply as new units rock up. Keshigs are going to force their way through. Does finish off the Medals. Massive Treb hits in the backhand side, and just only the Monastic Knights on the field now. We have two short swords running for their lives right now, and this spear also running for their lives. Down goes Lubu. Very unfortunate. My goodness. VN House getting shut out yet again, but the unit kills are quite close to each other. VN House, but the unit deficit continues to stretch just ever so slightly, and it's not going to be a good day for VN House, but I do believe Northern Legion is going to claim victory very easily here as an emergency last-ditch effort comes out for VN House. We got 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go. VN House is going straight in it, not giving any regard to his team. Does fall back. Very strange what's happening here. They go together. Lots of low-tier units coming out. Probably gonna be everything they have. No, one Axe Raider, that's something. Everything else is pretty much nothing. But when you got Halberdier Sergeants and Medals at the front, you gotta be very careful with the remainder of your powerful units. Some Tundra humans still rocking about. We got some Tundra humans from the enemy coming straight in through the center. Gonna wreak havoc. Where you going? The Iron Cap Swordsman gets instantly deleted as it rocks up. So many Keshigs coming in from the right-hand side of the flank on VN House. Cleans up every single Pike Militia and Demez Spearmen in an instant. As the remainder of the VN House players fight and try to survive, they get cleaned up by these Keshigs so easily. Charging straight through. Nothing stopping them. Nothing in the way, as every single one of their units are dead. 400 units left for VN House, but I do not believe that anything they can bring out will change the fact that Northern Legion is absolute victor here. Again, the second battle was pretty much what called it. Fresh tier 5s, fresh units, and massive, massive uses of artillery. Northern Legion definitely knows what they're doing and definitely knows how to make an advantage. VN House needs to learn the artillery game. If they don't, they will continue to fail against Northern Legion. Northern Legion doing an amazing job with being able to dodge artillery and definitely dish out artillery. Very, very strategic positioning. We got some mortars, or we got some artillery here on the platform on the left side of the on the on the west side of the sea point, and then we have some artilleries there. We had a mortar and a culverin on the supply side next to the stairs, really, really wreaking havoc. Then we also had the sea point next to the sea point. We had the palisade having some mortars as well. It's just a manhunt for the last few seconds of the game. They're going to try their best to rock out. We got some halberdiers. Very interested to see. Definitely I would have everyone stand in the halberdiers. Look at the Keshiks just fall as they walk straight into that. But overwhelmed by sheer numbers, the Keshiks just plow right through, and down goes the one more of the short swords. 2 short swords left on the field. I can see 3 heroes left on the left in battle, but victory for Northern Legion. Very unfortunate for VN House, but let's take a look at their scores real quick. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 permadeath by the end of that. Very little kills coming out, but the battle for units was still extraordinarily strong. We got 1, 2. Well, we got 2 guys pushing up the 700 mark. A lot of them pushing over 350, but there are definitely some stragglers. Definitely bringing down the team in terms of unit kill performance. But taking a look at the Northern Legion. Whoa, we have a spear killing 11 people out. That is a massive turnaround. Even though he ranked middle of the pile, definitely every single one of these guys on the top side of the rankings doing amazing job. Masterfully done. Killing heroes seems to be their jam. Look at each and every single one of the spears, and people people told me that spear got nerfed into the dust. Does that look like spear got nerfed into the dust? No. Spear is a class that is designed, and it is designed too good at what it does. Instant touch of death. You try to survive a touch of death, and you will. There is very few things. If you can survive 1 touch of death, try surviving 5. That is the spear. A touch of death because you cannot escape from their combo. It is a combo because it is almost impossible to dodge. And thank you for the follow, Nuamsu. I'm gonna say Nuamsu. But I still, again, congratulate Northern Legion on their victory, and they will, of course, be pushed up to the top 8 of the of the Asia Division tournament, of the Asia Pacific Division. Later on, we have TKT versus KNRC. So I believe that match will start in roughly 15 minutes. But in the meantime, I'm going to take a short break. I'll see you guys in a hot few minutes. So I'll catch you in a bit. Let me double check the timing on that. Again, where is that coming from? I must be going insane. Where is that coming from? It's so loud! Ugh. But yes, I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. So catch you later. Whoop. is back. I am eating though, so unless something changes, I will just be eating. Though I won't mute myself. Hopefully I remember to turn back on my mic when the time is right. We're going to be watching the TKT versus KNRC. So stay tuned for that match coming right up. I'm not sure how long we're going to be waiting for, but it shouldn't be too much longer. I'm going to be eating though, so sorry about that. Sorry, folks. Alrighty, we got some action now. We have TK versus KNRC. We're gonna end the Pickman phase now. We have TKT banning out Heilong Fjord. KNRC banning out Linwu Fortress. Linwu Fortress, again, a little bit of an interesting pick. But both are newer maps. I believe a lot of people are probably inexperienced or don't know much information about tactics on these maps, so they probably want to avoid gambles. But we have TKT going out with the Harbor City. Been a while since I've seen a Harbor City assault. Wonder what they have in store. But a tried and true wall fort coming out by KNRC. So we have our Pickman phase done. Now we just gotta wait for the first attack. Again, where is that coming from? I am going insane! Why, how could this happen to me? I made a mistake. The night goes on as I'm fading away. I'm sick of this life. I just wanna scream. How could this happen to me? Reading some comments saying that Wolford is lame, but Wolford is the only map you're gonna get. Lots of fort. Alrighty. Right now we have the first attack kicking off with Harbor City. Attacked by TKT. Defending side is KNRC. Interesting lineup. Lots of culverins coming out. Does look like a wall hold coming out from KNRC. But a interesting triple tier 4. We got Imperial Pikes, Axe Raiders, and Halberdier Sergeants coming out for quite a few of them. But an interesting lineup coming out with a Palace Guard, Fort Braccio, and Axe Raiders. Also, a little bit of mix around. Lots and lots of Keshik as well coming out from TKT. So, I wonder how well this is going to turn out. A lot of organization by KNRC going out with the Plague Doctor Avatar, except one guy. Didn't he? I think he didn't get the memo. But Medal's very classic to see. Both sides coming in with lots of Medal. A couple of cavalry for both hand sides. The Metallitor is very important. Only one Metallitor, one Napalm Guard coming out from KNRC. We also have one Metallitor coming out for KTK. No Napalm Guards, so Napalm Guards will be the difference here on the wall. A good wall hold, and all in on the wall for KNRC could be a possibility. We have TKT could possibly have overcommitted with the number of Keshik they have. Got to really make use of them when you can, as you cannot get the A point. Stranglehold the supply point, break down the front gate, and get those siege towers to the wall. But I do believe that KNRC is not going to make it easy, as we have mortars and culverins shooting off towards each other. And yes, Mace King, I'm sorry to say, I do believe that the drops are only for the Frontier version of the game. If you're coming in from North America or Europe, I apologize that it does not. These are drops set up by the booming tech developers, so I'm not 100% sure whether or not you guys can get it. Middle Siege Tower goes down. Right-hand Siege Tower looks to be in danger. Left-hand Siege Tower also was on fire the last time I saw it. Does look like the battering ram is making their way through, and the left-side small gate looks to be a stalemate. Both of them looking at each other, going wide-eyed in the face as neither can move forward. Does look like they pull out from the left-hand gate, but the left-hand Siege Tower getting dangerously close. Any pressure coming in from two culverins being built right in front of it. Can they destroy it? It gets stopped. Something stops it. No, it makes it to the wall. Unfortunate for KNRC. First generation left-hand siege tower makes it to the wall. Very, very good siege tower. Right-hand siege tower, if that also gets on the wall. Very, very good siege tower. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Middle siege tower is a death sentence. If it's the only siege tower you have, do not go up it. If the enemy commits for a wall defense, a middle siege tower is basically death. There is no reason to ever touch that. But this is very interesting play coming out from KNRC. Massive retreat all the way back towards a very... This is very interesting. This is a Crusader hold, because this is a tactic or position that was first shown by Crusaders. Crusaders are the ones that first showed off this kind of defense. You see, this kind of defense is extraordinarily interesting because it allows the attackers to hit from 6 different directions. The center is the most dangerous position, though. You can easily be crushed by both sides of this defense. But this corner here is super heavy. When you come around this corner, it is a front-on battle. So units like Napalm Guards or Metallitors will be extraordinarily useful for the defending team. And if they have the Metallitors here on the backside and the Napalm Guards in the front, that makes that corner even more deadlier. A two-way defense can crush this one, but you can be shot to pieces by the preceding defense on the other side. This is a kind of bait. This front section needs to be a bait, and it's a very hard one. You try to bite this, you're going to break your teeth. You got Medal's, Iron Reapers, and Forte Going up through the center is pretty much a death sentence as well. You spot both of those teams on your left and your right is going to be a murder in the center. But again, this corner is super difficult. Not enough space, and when you get crushed hard. Come in, turn the corner, instantly get slapped. The only problem is that not enough Imperial Pike Guard. It was Wildfire, not Crusaders. It was Wildfire. My goodness. I am so forgetful, and I'm pretty annoyed that my memory is very bad. Thank you, Mikey, for correcting me. So everything I said about this kind of strategy, apparently it was first done by Wildfire. We don't get to see them too much anymore. They did merge with one of the other teams. I do believe Wildfire have merged with Crusaders, and the old Formerholt has merged with Xeon, but I'm not sure if any of the old Formerholt members are even around. Same with Wildfire. We do know that most of the original members from Crusaders, except I'm pretty sure Lanzi has come back for this season as well. So he does Lanzi does participate for Crusaders for this season. Actually, no, Lanzi was from Wildfire. I can't remember now. My memory for these things are quite terrible. But we have mortars being built, which is a good and interesting way to deal with this kind of strategy. You make ground, you destroy them. Look at these mortars coming in. These guys cannot give an inch. They cannot leave this area without basically giving up all of this space, and they're just taking it so hard right now. These mortars, very, very good. TKT doing an amazing job to deal with this kind of strategy. They're about to. This is good because all of these units here are just getting smashed by these mortars, and massive pressure here on the left hand side. I see it through the map right now. We have a push towards the left hand side supply point. This could be an instant wipe here on the right hand side. Palace guards already moving up. Looks like a charge is going to come through. A lethal march? No lethal march. A lethal march cancelling out the charge would have been way better. Imperial Pike March comes off. We've got Medals. Double Imperial Pike March coming out. We have some Keshigs rocking around. They move towards the center. Here comes center reinforcements. This is going to be a squeeze by TKT. TKT calling in a Treb. Does hit true. This Treb might hit themselves, does hit themselves again, and a third time, massive hit for themselves. Friendly fire all the way around, but they're pushing all the way through. All the Medals just coming on through. We have some Palace Guards and some leftover Imperial Pikemen just going towards the supply point. I mean, the base point right now. We have a deployment of ballistas. Nope, no ballistas being played. CBL. Wow, shows you how terrible my information is, but this push towards to the base point is super strong. Where is the defenders? Where are the defenders? Getting absolutely stabbed in the streets here. This hold was definitely not well executed, although it was an interesting strategy nonetheless. KNRC definitely stuck behind this palisade and this double section of Medal. You're going to have to force your way through. How are you going to force your way through without some Imperial Pikemen? This is where Imperial Pikemen are amazing. Force your way through these Medals, but Medals versus Medals is going to take forever to fight. Sacrificing hero after hero, but a massive Medals is pushing their way through very slowly. We got some covering fire by Balconetti, but victory for TKT. That was fast. That was an instant. We barely got to see any battle at all. TKT takes the tactical advantage and turns KNRC's strategy on its head. Again, poorly executed strategy. As I was corrected earlier, Wildfire pulled off this strategy against a team a long time ago, but they were very aggressive. They didn't give an inch, and they didn't give a single step towards the attackers. They destroyed the attackers at the turn, at the center, and every time they tried to flank, they got crushed. But here, TKT definitely knew what they were doing. They destroyed the hold with some mortars and broke up one of the defenses, weakening the strategy and definitely taking hold of that victory and charging straight into the base point. The right-hand side was weak, but taking a look at the scoreboard, very little outcome. Some hero kills, not a lot, in fact. But the unit kills also very little. But we've only seen them kick off one battle. Whoopsie daisy. Alright, so, to correct me from my earlier mistake, we have apparently information from Mikey. telling me that apparently Wildfire players merged into the CBL tournament team. They were part of an alliance earlier on. I'm not sure which alliance they went into, but it is good to see that Wildfire players are still around. CBL is still part of the tournament team, I do believe. They have a team that made it in for the ninth. So you'll get to see their battle, QJ versus CBL on the ninth at 8 o'clock. With that being said, we also have battles. No battles tomorrow, but the battle on the Wednesday, we have GNG versus Tessa and MGK versus EFF. I think MGK should be Mugun Kingdom, and I'm not sure who GNG is. Tessa, I believe, is 386. I believe they did happen to face off against their sub team in the play-ins. Well, that's all well and dandy. I do gotta have to say that KNRC is in a terrible position, losing out very, very easily. Almost gets instantly destroyed by TKT. Poorly executed strategy. It's just all in all a very poorly executed strategy. I've not seen that strategy been pulled off by anyone besides Wildfire and one other team, which I do believe was Crusaders at the time. But both the first time was a surprise. It was extremely effective, but the second time was a little bit hard. Very tough fight, I believe, to hold that position once the strategy was known. On the fly, some new strategies can come in and be very effective, but once people test and stress the strategy out, some weaknesses will become very apparent. Definitely, those mortars were the killer of that strategy. Definitely no answer to it at that time. If they want to pull off that strategy again, they're going to have to figure out a way to deal with those mortars, or at least put on some pressure for the attackers. The attackers had all of the initiative. I've seen before that, I think I remember correctly, if Wildfire definitely didn't allow anyone to build mortars. It was at the very end, I believe, that the attackers against Wildfire started building mortars after 2 failed attacks, and Wildfire just said, no way, and just went straight on them, crushing them with a full force of their defense. Didn't even need to hold back anymore. Well, hopefully we get to see a more interesting battle on Walford, a very fast harbor city, probably one of the fastest battles you'll probably see in the tournament. With that being said, I don't particularly like spectating stomps or absolute washes like this, but sometimes when high level strategies against pro level players kick off like that, especially in strategy games, you could lose or win in an instant depending on strategy. And definitely in this scenario, losing in an instant was KNRC. I've not seen these kinds of strategies be kind of all in, kind of in an all or nothing kind of things. It's been very rare that the teams have not been able to at least put up some kind of a fight. It was basically no contest as KNCR struggled to even get towards the base point. Yet again, I mean, a lot of times I've seen a breakthrough on the right-hand sides and no reinforcements come through. And I mean, what is half of the team doing? I wonder. I wonder a lot because I believe KNRC could have made it to the base point with the available units they did have. It's just, I think they were patrolling or they're not communicating very well. The defense did hold. They held for a good 30 seconds to a minute. Some reinforcements, a new defensive line could have been created. But enough about the last battle. We got Wall Fort. Can this be a 2-0 victory, or is KNCR going to KNRC going to be victorious in their attack and send it down to a tiebreaker? This is not going to be an easy battle at all by the looks of it, because TKT definitely seems to know what they're doing. with a strategy like but with a strategy like that. Whoa! Alrighty, what is this lineup here by about to say about to say oh my goodness. If anyone in your team went in with just gray units like that, I would just forfeit. I wish there was a surrender button right there. That was why was that even a choice? Like, why was that your default setup? But quickly having a look, we have a couple guys here on the TKT side going with the triple tier 4s and a couple of guys going with the double tier 5s. A lot of Keshigs, again, 4 Keshigs being deployed by KNRC. This is very interesting. The warband setup for... Whoa, what did I just do there? Wrong one. It's very interesting to see because there seems to be some kind of mid-maxing with unit warbands for KTK. Mid-maxing the 5 or 6 guys with tier 4s. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys mid-maxing with tier 4s, and everyone else going with a double tier 5. These 6 guys will be very key because I think they're going to be the most proactive of the team. So keep a lookout for these names when you're looking at the scoreboard, and definitely when you're on the battlefield. An absolute sacrifice for the B side. No one here on the B side bridge at all either. Not even shooting it down. Does look like A and the B point will be grabbed up by KNRC very easily as they just rush through. KTK just using the natural spawn siege weapons to shoot out some of their surf units. These surf units might not look scary now, but when it comes down to the wire, when both teams have no units left, you'll be glad you had them. Although these units are very weak and can't really hold their own, they can definitely slow down a hero, and when a hero is slowed down, you can smack them yourself. Strength in numbers. When heroes are too busy killing your serfs, you can kill those heroes. But the push-up is very, very slow. KNRC will grab this A point in about 20 seconds. So we're going to be seeing a little bit slower give up here on the AB point than before. But KTK definitely in a ready position. They got some cannon fodders there at the front, on the front side of C. X-Razors and Metallators moving across the wall here. Interesting to see that they're making use of the access from the B side. But let's see if this wall gets broken down. The wall is much of a hindrance to the... is only really a hindrance to the attackers if they are going in through the ground. And strategically, it is better for the defenders for that wall to be broken. We have one mortar here from KTK. Again, this position for this mortar, we've seen it before, but I've not seen it hit. I have not seen this hit true yet. So I'm not sure if they tested this out thoroughly enough, but definitely falling a little bit short of the wall is what I've been seeing. Ooh, that one got pretty far, so this one definitely knows the angles, whether or not they deploy any mortars up there. Pulls it back just a little bit. Those mortars trying their best, but again, bit of a waste since probably deployed and haven't seen KNRC deploy mortars themselves. We got one being deployed on the left-hand side there by a dual blade. Does get deployed. Another one gets deployed. Counterfire is already starting. They can see, apparently. One hit, a direct hit, should destroy it. Otherwise, you'll need a, I think you'll need 4 partial hits in order to destroy mortars. Down goes that mortar. Masterfully done. Trading artilleries is very important. Those are important resources to weaken the enemies on either side, but the attackers have access to 30 of them, while the defenders only have access to 15. KNRC definitely doesn't know how to, definitely given up on the mortar strategy, going straight on down, filling up the area between the C and the supply point. Where are they going? They take a right towards the supply point instead of a left towards the center. But here comes a mass of Medals, ready to hold them back. Imperial Pike March holding. They're still holding. There comes a lethal march from the Medals. Both sides of Medals go lethal march, and Imperial Pike March comes off. We've got some Axe Raiders just going straight into the walls of the supply point. Got a hammer really hard. Imperial Pike March is finally finished, but Fortebraccio and Medal from the front line are getting slaughtered. Not trying to get through right now. Unsupported Iron Reapers get sliced in half by the Medals holding the line. Really need to push in harder here, but an Iron Reaper and Medal coming up to the back line. These Fortebraccios cannot hold. You need to send some Medals back, otherwise you're going to be pressed in hard from behind. You're losing ground. Keshig's going to come in for reinforcements. Press number 2, slash these guys to pieces. What is happening? The Keshigs did seem to bug out. Massive losses coming out from KNRC. This is massive victory for TKT. An absolute cleanup. This is way in the victory of TKT. Whew. Battle kicking off really hard there on the supply point. Very, very difficult, I would say, for KTK. Really holding that Imperial Pike for the right moment. Definitely not the best execution by KNRC. The push in was weak. Imperial Pike March was an amazing job waiting for those elite lethal marches coming out from the enemy Medal. The only problem is that no Imperial Pikemen coming out from KNRC. Without Imperial Pikemen, you cannot deal with Medals very easily. It's going to be a long fight. Not to mention the flank by Iron Reapers and Medals really cleaned up the backside. Those Fortebraccios cannot hold against the Iron Reapers and the Medals. Definitely not dealing enough damage. Definitely cannot close in. Allow those units to close in. You definitely need to, if you're gonna hold them back with Fortebraccios, you need to hold them back with something stronger. You need a better front liner, because the Fortebraccios themselves are not strong enough. Medals or Iron Reapers. The Iron Reapers from KNCR got slaughtered, unsupported though, going straight into the Medals. 2 sets of Medals versus 1 Iron Reaper. Those Iron Reapers are dead. Thanks, Irons. Hide Rich. I do hope you guys enjoy my commentary. And hi, Alice. Haven't seen you in a while. Been a while since I've seen you. But I'm going to have to be honest with everyone here. KNRC is definitely in a bad position. After losing that fight, I am convinced that KNRC definitely doesn't have what it takes to defeat TKT in this matchup. Whether or not it's just a bad matchup or whether or not they're just not good enough. I'm just going to have to put it down to they're just not good enough. Not against TKT, at least. TKT does have the shaping up for a good strategy. Definitely good discipline as well. They haven't been stressed too much, though, but the battles have been intense. Only slight victory being handed to TKT, mainly because they have access to the supply point. The strategy from KNRC was okay. Again, sending in those Axe Raiders for the back line, but there wasn't much of a back line for them to slaughter, so they were facing off against something tough like Medals. The only problem is that their push was weak. Again, accessibility to certain abilities will very, very important. That one Imperial Pike really just changed the tide in that battle. You need more Imperial Pikes. It really is becoming apparent that Imperial Pikes are the key in massive battles to deal with mass medals. Thank you very much. I do love commentating for this tournament. But KNCR now making a move for this next set. Lots of medals on the field yet again, but I believe TKT also has some medals left over. It could be a little bit of a stretch since KTK also took heavy damage. Axe Raiders throwing their number one. Doesn't look like they charged through. Is this going to be a split? Looks like King here from KNRC having some Demez Pikemen. What are you doing? Straight on through. Axe Raiders cleaving, going through the center of that medal pile. Oh, this Imperial Pike March is going out huge, but it gets knocked down. Another Imperial Pike March. This is what I like to see. Imperial Pike March forcing their way through. This is way more aggressive than before. KNRC is definitely on the up and up, but here comes a flank. You got to watch out very carefully. We got some medals in the back line, so these guys will definitely hold much stronger. We're getting shelling from the top side from Metallators, but here comes some Winged Hussars. No, this is Keshig. We got some Tundra Humans coming in from the side as well. KNRC is definitely pushed up further enough. You need to redirect those Metallators. Look like a redirect from the Metallators to the front line. But this is not looking good for KTK. I mean, TKT. Medals are not on this supply point, but every single person from KNCR is kind of in this small area. Really need to take out those Metallators. Those Metallators are wearing them down one by one. They will fall, but lots of losses coming out from TKT. TKT is losing more units, in fact, than KNCR. This is a big surprise. The supply point has been grabbed. Another sacrifice from Keshigs. Keshigs coming in for a swipe, but the Keshigs just miss everything. Didn't go straight into the medal pile. Probably for the better. The medal will slaughter them. My goodness, look how many medals are on the field. TKT, what happened to your masterful defense? That was pretty weak. Source, if you ask me. KNRC definitely on the up and up this time. 200 units deficit for the attackers. 200 unit deficit for the defenders here. That means KNRC is up 200 units. This is massive for KNCR RC. Every single unit's going to count now for TKT. KNRC, if they have just one last hurrah, this will be very good for them. 7 minutes to go. That means they have enough time for 2 attacks. Whether or not the 2 attacks are going to be even in strength, I don't believe that both teams have a full set of high tier units. I do believe you're going to see a couple of guys coming out with some weak units. We already got some Village Watchmen and some Demez Pikemen. Wow, Demez Pikemen just going to be the the bait. I don't know what you call it. They are prey or some kind of shooting target. The cannon fodder of the team right now. They're taking free artillery shots right now. It is very low cost to have them get hit. Lots of ballistas, lots of mortars being deployed by both sides. Here comes a Treb. Does look like that mortar on the backhand side of the statue is going to get Treb. Very interesting to see that sometimes this match sometimes have a statue, sometimes it doesn't. That's because the statue gets destroyed. My goodness. Hello, Hocken. The final battle between these two teams could kick off, and do remember, KTK has already won their attack, so KNRC definitely needs to win this attack, and they are in a better position. But what am I seeing? Some low-tier units. We got some Pike Militia and some Britann Pikemen coming out. Really need to send them in first, have them take the damage. Even a little bit of damage could turn into a massive loss. But they're swarming in through. We got some Iron Reapers here on the right-hand side. Medal's on the left-hand side. Medal's on the left-hand side. This center is completely free. Just blast right through it. More units need to just push on through. We got some Metallitors still shooting down. Another ballista being built, but gets destroyed. I'm not even sure if they used it. Some Winged Hussars in the backhand side get stopped just by sheer number of units. Winged Hussars from the front! Cleaves the center line in half, but the Medals stand back up. My goodness, this could be a massive loss for KNRC. KNRC is on their last leg here. This push needs to be successful in some way, shape, or form. But another Winged Hussar and Keshik comes through, and nothing there to stop them. This is a complete wipe from KNCR. TKT definitely pulling back the unit count here massively. Both teams looking down on the units here. I think I overestimated the unit count, mainly because of I didn't calculate how many units are high tier. KNCR is not having any opportunity to resupply as the entire defending team goes in for the supply point. This is a complete push out. I do not believe that TKT is going to allow KNRC to even respawn at this point, because when you take the C point, you respawn inside the city. So they can stranglehold you in this position, and a mass respawn needs to be organized. Sorry. I was just told to quiet down. The supply point has been gotten by TKT. Holding up on the broken wall side, KNRC is definitely in a bad position. We're not... Oof. TKT is out for blood. They're going to fight them directly. They're going to fight them directly on the spawn point right here. We got some village watchmen and some pike militia. Whoa! That was a little bit of lag. Winged Hussar going charged right in. Nice stop by a short sword. But the cavalry just completely slaughters the entire pile of infantry. Winged Hussars and Tundra Humans just slashing their way through. This Treb not going to hit very much. And damn it! Now my clean feed is acting up, but it's going to be a little bit of a slideshow for the next few seconds as it speeds up to catch up with the rest of it. We're heading over towards just a manhunt for the last two heroes. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Not the best of display from these teams. KNRC, I thought you had a chance, but apparently TKT wanted to shut that down way faster than I thought it would. They are chasing them out all the way out into the fields. Very unfortunate. After that last attack, I'm going to have to just call it for TKT. TKT winning both their attack and the defense. So, 2-0. Good effort, though. KNRC really should have shown that kind of aggressiveness early on. If you performed what you did in the second attack, in the first attack, you might have been able to hold on for this for the base point. You got the A and the B point pretty easily, but your execution for the supply point for the first run was lacking. Your teamwork and your strategy definitely needs some sharpening. But with that being said, victory for TKT. Very unfortunate for KNRC. Won't be seeing them for we won't get to see them again. But looking at the scores, everyone got permadeath. My goodness. Been a while since I've seen a 15-man wipe. TKT looking to end the battle early. Again, the winning condition for the defenders is kill every single attacker, or run the timeout. That is a instant win condition. And looking at the defenders' side, my goodness, look at those unit kills. Look at those hero kills. Especially this top performer, 1300, definitely coming in at the end there with either a massive Winged Hussar charge or the Keshik. The cavalry, these top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players were probably all cavalry users, so making use of those fast-moving cavalry to slaughter everything and for a massive cleanup. well, I believe that is all for today. I do hope you guys enjoyed. So let me just clean up. Let me just go over what we saw today. Um, we got to watch Northern Legion versus um, VN House, and then KTK versus KNRC. So with the first battle with Northern Legion versus VN House, we got to saw another 2-0 victory with Northern Legion beating out VN House. Haven't seen them perform very well in a while. Been about 3 seasons since I saw anything spectacular from VN House, but they are still a tournament team. They have much experience. KNT and KNRC are very much new to me. If TKT is who I think it is, if it's not Takeover, if it's Takeover, it'll be really weird. I do not remember player names very well, but we got to watch the TKT and KNRC. So TKT doing super well with the 2-0 victory. TKT and KNRC. I'm so sorry. I wish I knew. I wish I knew what the abbreviation meant. Unfortunately, I don't. I'm so sorry about that. Ah, man. But yeah, we got to watch those two battles. We won't be seeing a tournament battle tomorrow, but we will be seeing a tournament battle on Wednesday. Wednesday on December the 8th, 8 o'clock UTC plus 8. Otherwise, Beijing time. Otherwise, Asia tournament time. I mean, Asia server time. But for that day, we get to see GNG versus Tessa and MGK, which should stand for Mugen Kingdom, and EFF. I'm not sure what EFF stands for, but I'm not going to take a crack. TKT is apparently a NetEase player. Good to know. But thank you for the information, and I think I will close up the stream now. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. But that is all from me, and I hope you guys have a good night. Otherwise, my name's Satsukai. Bye now.